So the objective is making sure that inside, outside, in the garden, around, everywhere you have possibilities for lighting.
Yeah, but just focus on putting lights where it needs to go. So you look at places that, okay, has, if it's little light here,
Right.
you just need to ensure that it's lit up properly.
Right, so you're just enhancing. So let's talk about businesses then. Are the considerations any different as in domestic lighting?
Again, in a little way, right? But again, you just have to focus, again, like placing it where it should be.
Okay.
Again, you know, forgive me for saying again so many times.
Alright.
Right? We have light fixtures here that could be used in business areas
Okay.
as well as home areas. Right? So,
I guess depending on how large your home
yeah.
is.
And these here basically are for larger spaces.
Yes.
However, they could work in a domestic space.
Okay.
Right? So you will see them on football fields.
Okay.
You will see them also warehouse spacing, right? For car parks, because the amount of light that they throw a lot of light. The illumination is big,
Right.
right? So you want to be able to safeguard property, even docking bays, people from coming and taking stuff, and you know, in late hours in the night, right? So what we have here, first we have the dusk to dawn. Now this fixture is what the common man knows about.
Yes.
Right? So you put it, like I said, it could be used in the home. You mount it up and it comes on from dusk to dawn.
Okay.
Right? It
And there's
also-
nothing you have to do with it. It just comes on.
Right.
dusk to dawn.
Right? It also works with a photo cell.
Yes.
And this goes from, right now it has a 175 watt bulb in it, right? So we also have it with a compact fluorescent, so the rating changes, right?
Okay.
So we have it like this. There's also the compact fluorescent, as I just mentioned before, which gives off the white light.
Yes.
And then we have the LED. So it's moving from 175 watt to 65 watt, which is the compact fluorescent, then to the 32 watts, which you burn in less energy.
Okay, so there's
You're
a cost
consuming less.
consideration there for
Yeah.
persons, so the average person can afford
So
to
again,
install.
you want to consider in terms of the security, you're looking at what is more cost effective as well as energy efficient for you as well.
Right, okay.
Right?
Any other considerations that you have to make, especially with the dusk to dawn, because as you were saying, this is versatile for both home and business, and we've been encouraging people to ensure that your perimeter is well lit at all times. Any considerations in terms of safety that people should know?
Just ensure that the place that you're placing it, right, it's well suited to the adaptation of the light, right? And also make sure and check that whatever maintenance has to be done is done.
Okay. All right. Final question. Persons have installed security cameras, and is there a consideration that people need to have in terms of the amount of lighting you have, particularly cameras that will have the night vision feature?
I think what must be considered with that is the quality of the camera being used and the type of lighting being used as well. Most cameras will look to be using the white light, which helps to enhance the camera footage when it's recording. Also, you have to take into consideration whether it's digital or analog, right? The digital will compensate for itself, whereas the analog wouldn't. So it might have a little interference with the footage with the analog.
Okay, so this is an important question that you should ask the person who is
Yeah, so
installing your
who is
cameras.
installing it here?
Okay. Any final
And
words
then again,
therefore?
just go look for beauty.
Okay. So any final words? We've had a mouthful here, and I'm sure that our viewers are now better equipped in terms of selecting and placing their lighting for safety purposes. Any final words you want to say?
Okay, home security is an essential tool. It's an essential part of securing your homes and your families. Also, you need to there are many things to consider other than the decorative aspect of securing your home, right? So it's always safety, security, and then beauty, right? Because you want to ensure that nothing is damaged, nothing is taken that shouldn't be taken, right? So always think of it in that order: safety, security, and beauty, and ensure that places that need to be well lit are lit. So there's a good visibility of light for even when you're coming home late at night, or even for someone, say your neighbor, to look after your place for you when you're not home, right? So they will be able to see. So ensure that you have all the mechanisms for putting on the lights when you're installing them, so that they will help to do the function that they are supposed to be doing.
Okay, thank you very much then.
Again,
has been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you very much.
Right?
The decisions you make today influence your future. You determine where you want to be. Make the right choice. Stop. Stay calm. Start thinking. A message from the Ministry of National Security's Citizen Security Program.
One bite. I want to play.
Oh, you can do that, boy. Oh, you can do that, boy.
Stop the violence and abuse. Stay calm. Start thinking. The Ministry of National Security's Citizen Security Program.
Remember, we don't want to know who you are. We just want your information. Crime Stoppers. It's safe and it works.
I'm Samantha John.
I am Nadia Batson.
The incredible Myron B.
I'm K.I. Chucky Gordon.
Hi, my name is Sheriff.
And we are Freetown.
And I'm urging each and every citizen of our beautiful country.
It's time for us to put a stop to crime and violence in Trinidad and Tobago once and for all.
In Freetown, we believe that every citizen has the right to life.
We need to be responsible, not only for ourselves, but for others as well. I think the only way to counteract any kind of fear is to inject love.
We have the power to stand up, to unite, to stay positive, and to win back our country. Build a culture of lawfulness, peace, respect, love, harmony.
The Citizen Security Program.
Stop the violence and abuse.
Stop the violence and abuse. Stay calm.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Stay calm and start thinking.
Start thinking.
And start thinking.
A message from the Citizen Security Program. Stop the violence and abuse. Stay calm and start thinking.
Kisha, you know this girl coming here?
What's that?
I can't remember her name. But if you hear the kinds of things this girl is saying about you.
Serious? Like what?
You're all kind of thing.
Go study it. We go fix that. I hear you talking about me.
You hear me talking about
huh?
you? Don't worry, y'all back up. Y'all back up here. Y'all back up here.
Stop the violence and abuse. Stay calm. Start thinking.
People talk, yes.
The Ministry of National Security's Citizen Security Program.
No, I'm not ready for that.
Stop. Stay calm. Start thinking.
Okay, cool.
Later.
A message from the Ministry of National Security's Citizen Security Program.
Even with the most expensive alarm systems, cameras, lighting and burglar proofing, the security of our homes come down to a simple lock. We're here at Joe's Lock and Key and we're going to have a chat with the manager, Mr. Joseph Ali Samul, about the importance of selecting the appropriate lock-in, having it installed, and what are the considerations that the homeowner and the business owner, as well as those of us who are owners of vehicles, should take in considering improving our safety and security.
Okay, welcome to Tobago CSI, Mr. Ali Samuel. I'm really pleased to be chatting with you today on how we can improve safety at home and in our businesses and even in our vehicles. Tell me, Mr. Samuel, how long have you been involved in the lock and key business?
It's been about 35 years now. So I'm here a long time, yes.
That's a really long time.
It's a really long time. You ask about security in houses and so on. Now, what I suggest to people all the time is to have a good deadbolt.
Okay.
A deadbolt, it's more difficult to pick than a normal lock, more difficult to open. Now, the challenges with that we have in Tobago and in Trinidad too, is that people install the deadbolt badly. Now, if you want to check to see if your deadbolt is installed badly, a simple thing you can do is to lock the door, remove the keys, take a knife and see if you can pull back the bolt.
Okay. They can do that with a deadbolt too?
Yes,
I know they do it with the regular locks.
If it isn't installed properly, even with the regular locks, it's extremely difficult to do if the lock is installed properly.
Okay.
Now, what you can do, you can take out that thing from the middle of that lock there from it. No, the middle of the lock. Yes. Just pull it out. Sorry about that. Yes. This is a normal, ordinary lock. This is the bolt that goes into the door.
Right.
Now, a lot of people say that they can use a credit card and open these locks by pushing it between the door.
Those are easy.
Now, that is because the lock isn't installed properly.
Oh, so it's not normal that you should be able to do that?
No, it's not normal.
Ah.
This is a safety device here on the lock.
Yeah.
This is supposed to jam on the door frame like this. Only this part is supposed to go in the hole. So this cannot be depressed. You see what?
Right.
Cannot be depressed. But if you put this whole thing in the door hole, you could put a card here and just do that and open it.
Oh. Okay, so it means its installation is the real problem.
It's the real problem in Trinidad and Tobago. Even in the United States, I've had that problem.
Okay, so could you just go over that with me so that the viewers can see pretty clearly?
If a lock is installed properly, this must jam on the door frame or on the
Go ahead.
Right. This must be installed or jammed on the door frame. This should not fit into the hole that you make to put this in. So this must jam and go in like this. So this would not be able to depress with a credit card or anything else.
Okay.
Now, if the whole thing is in the door, you can put a credit card like this and just move it like that, and the door.
And the door. Okay, good. All right, so it means that if my average lock, and I'm talking about the normal lock that you would buy for your house, if I do that and I install it properly, it will still create some difficulty for persons getting into your home.
It will create a lot of difficulty if it is installed right.
Okay, but is it advisable to put that normal lock on your external doors at all?
I always advise that you add a deadbolt with this.
And what's the advantage of, you know, there are some deadbolts that have both sides flush, and there are some that has the inside you can turn.
What happens with that is that we normally suggest that if you have glass on your door, you use a deadbolt with key on both sides.
Right.
Because somebody could break the glass and turn the lock and still come inside if you have glass on the door. Now, if the door is a solid door, you may very well use the single deadbolt, which is key on the outside, turn on the inside.
Okay, so but both of them have the same
both
level
of them basically have
security?
The same security, except if you have glass on the door. Now, what I suggest too is that if you have a double deadbolt with glass on the door, you should buy a deadbolt with security screws. Most of these security screws will tighten with a flat blade screwdriver, but it cannot come back out. You have to have a special tool to take it back out.
Take it out.
Yes. So in case somebody breaks the glass, they can't unscrew your lock and take it apart.
Mr. Samuel, you have any of those screws you can show us around?
Actually, yes.
Okay, so while we look for that, we'll chat a little bit in relation to the installation of the deadbolt.
The deadbolt. Yeah.
In terms of the installation of the deadbolt itself, what are the issues? Now we looked at the regular lock, but you say sometimes the deadbolt themselves could be installed incorrectly.
Yes.
That also make it easy to come out.
Yeah. What happened is that a deadbolt has a 1-inch stroke, which is basically this. It's a 1-inch stroke.
Right.
Now, normally, a lot of people, when they install these locks, they don't drill the holes right in enough. So you can take a knife and or anything and just pull this back. Now, if this lock is installed properly, with the proper depth, it's almost impossible to press it back.
Right.
The problem is that a lot of people, when they do the installation, they think it's there, but that is not it either. You see, it's almost an inch still, but...
Right. Okay, so that hole must be 1 inch.
Yes, must be actually a little
more than an inch.
Because what you want the lock to do, what you want the bolt to do is to go into the bolt as far as it would go.
Well, you are making me go home and check all my locks
now.
now.
If you want to check, as I said, a simple thing to check deadbolts is that you take a knife or anything and rest it anywhere here. A knife is sharp, so it will make a little indent, but that's okay.